What's up? What's up? It's Tuesday night. Woo woo! And I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late. I know there were so many people expecting me at this time. Well, I was supposed to be on 2 hours ago. My bad. It's snowing here. What's up, Brad? It's snowing here and my internet was down. That's my excuse. Technology, it gets you, right? It can get you. Okay, so what are we talking about tonight? Well, I am in a super high vibration space right now. And you know what that means if you've been watching me? It means I am bringing all of the good things in life into my experience. Why? How? What the hell does that even mean? This is woo-woo stuff. No, it's not. It is science. It is neuroscience. This shit is proven real. It works. When you are happy, you allow happy things into your mind, into your brain, into your experience. Let me tell you why. Because our brain is constantly filtering out information. We are receiving trillions and trillions of signals every second, minute, hour, week, whatever. Okay? And 80% of that information comes through our eyes. And so what our brain has to do is our brain has to filter out information. Because if you let all of that in, your mind's going to explode. And so what kind of information does your brain filter out? It filters out all of the information that is not in the same on the same emotional level. So another way of saying emotional level is vibrational. So emotions and vibrations. Okay, it's the same thing. So what happens is you've got this. I want you to picture like a cone. Okay, up here, the wide end, that's all of your high vibration emotions: freedom, love, joy, exhilaration. On the bottom part of the cone are all of your low vibration emotions like scarcity, anxiety, doubt, fear. And so what happens is your brain's like, okay, I can't let everything in. So what am I going to let in? I am going to let in what they are looking for. Have you ever heard the saying, you get what you look for? This is not just an adage or whatever you want to call it. It's real shit. Like you really do get what you look for, because this is how our brain functions. And based on what we're used to is what we get, because your brain makes these neural pathways, right? So you've got all these different neural pathways in your brain, and they're either wired for positive experience or negative experience. So the more that we can dismantle the negative shit, the more room we make for the positive stuff. And really, in creating the new connections, you actually inadvertently dismantle the negative connections. And then life opens up for you. So our title tonight is Quantum Leap. Have you ever heard of a quantum leap? Well, a quantum leap is something that describes you doing really intense inner work in order to shift your life very quickly. Very, very quickly. I've done it more than once. It can happen. And so, but what happens is your body, your nervous system is like, ooh, what the hell is going on? I don't know about this. I can't handle this. This is weird. What do I do? And then your body tries to put you back into that kind of steady state that you were in. So this is why when people have you ever seen someone in life, someone you know, or maybe even yourself, where you like shift and you're like having positive experiences, you're in a great new relationship, or you're making more money, but then boom, something happens and it completely knocks you off your ass, right? Completely knocks you over. Hello, Teresa. Okay, this is because we've got an internal thermostat. We have an internal thermostat. And this thermostat likes to keep us at the same temperature. So let's say you're sitting around 70 degrees or so, and something really fucking cool happens, and it turns your thermostat up. It freaks your body out. It freaks your nervous system out because it's a change. Even though it's a positive change, your brain doesn't differentiate. And this is kind of a maladaptive aspect of our brain. Our brain is always trying to keep us safe because we used to live in a time with hunter and gatherers where there were lions or whatever chasing us. And so we were always looking over our shoulder and we were always trying to stay safe. And so have you ever noticed that we have a tendency, if we're not careful, to plan for the worst to happen? We're always planning for the worst circumstances, right? What's that saying? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Oh, I freaking hate that saying. Stop saying that. Don't say that to people. Don't say that to yourself anymore. Plan for the best, hope. I'm not saying don't plan, but like we can really get into a negative spiral when we start planning for the worst, right? And so what happens so back to the thermostat. We've tried to turn it, we've turned it up, something cool happened, and our body's like, nope, you were safe. Even though you might have been feeling like shit, things weren't going great, you couldn't pay your bills, you were still safe over there because you had food, water, and shelter, and there wasn't an animal chasing you. And so it takes work. Like it takes work to allow that thermostat to keep going up, not get shifted back into that old steady state that we're used to, because that's how our neurons are firing. And so how do you do that? How do we do that? That is a great question. You use your tools. Do you have tools? If you don't have tools, I have some tools for you. Number one tool is meditation. People tell me all the time that they don't have time to meditate. And my response to that is, you don't have time to not meditate. And this is why. And I never believed this before. Like I was never a person that meditated. I never stopped and sat in the quiet. I was always busy, always going. I've got 3 kids. I was always serving, right? I was always serving the external world because that's what we're taught. We are raised with the belief structure that we should martyr ourselves, that the more that we do for the world around us, the more that we're going to receive on the other side, wherever that may be, whatever that may be, right? But in reality, if you're not serving yourself, you are not serving those around you at the highest capacity. So in meditating, taking time for yourself, you really are serving those around you. And so I'll give you a specific example. Before I started meditating, I was very stressed out. I was a very snappy person. I was always, little things bothered me. You know, like the kids would drop some macaroni and cheese on the floor and I'd freak out. It was like the end of the world, right? I was not super connected to my kids because I was always moving. I was not used to stopping and listening, stopping and looking in their eyes. And so what happens when you meditate is you open the pathway, you open the communication with the divine, whatever you want to call it, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, whatever resonates with you. The point is you are allowing divine intelligence to flow through you. Isn't that cool? And in allowing divine intelligence to flow through you, who is receiving it? Not only you, but all of those people that you are interacting with. You are sharing divine intelligence, divine light and love with everyone around you when you allow and get in touch. I had to start at 5 minutes. I would do 5 minutes of meditation. That's all I could do. And how do you meditate? Don't overthink it. Like literally, don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be this big, grandiose, you don't have to go into a dark cave and meditate. All you have to do is stop. You can lay down, sit down. Well, shoot, you don't even have to stop. You can do a walking meditation if you want to. I know a lot of people who just feel like they can't hold still. You can do a walking meditation, and your goal is to slow thought. It gets easier and easier each time you do it. You know why? Because you're creating new neural connections. It's like building a muscle. You're creating new neural connections that make it easier for you to practice these things. And so what happens when you meditate is you actually, from a scientific perspective, you teach your brain to fire on both sides at the same time. And so your right side and your left side are communicating. And what happens when your right side and your left side of your brain are communicating is you're creating new neural connections. You're changing the structure of your brain. You're increasing your ability to focus. You're increasing your balance. You're increasing the rate at which you can make decisions. And so this is why there are so many professional athletes that meditate. One of them in particular is Michael Phelps. I mean, this dude is an amazing athlete, right? He meditates. He meditates on a very regular basis. And look what it does for him. Speed, agility. I mean, there are so many benefits to meditation that athletes can take advantage of, parents can take advantage of. I can tell you as a nurse, when I started meditating, Jackson, stop. Sorry, my dog. When I started meditating, I would go into a code situation where someone was dying and I was like a completely different person. I had so much focus and ability to help save that life. It was like, boom, boom. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do. And not only that, after the code situation, my heart rate, my blood pressure, everything would come back to steady state within minutes after the code. Where I used to, my heart would be racing, my hands would be shaking, my palms would be sweaty, my body would be jittering for a long time, for maybe even hours after a code situation. And so doesn't that speak to the power of meditation? And so that's what it does. It allows you to stay in that sweet spot. It allows you to stay in your sweet spot. And when you're in your sweet spot, you're in the receiving mode. You're in a higher vibration, which means you are allowing all of these beautiful, wonderful experiences, people, places, and things to come into your life because your brain is not filtering out the good shit because you get what you look for. You get what you look for. And so going back to a quantum leap and this internal thermostat, using meditation helps your body to integrate these changes that we're making in our lives. And then also the other tool that I use is EFT tapping. Like I've been on a rage about this EFT tapping lately because I've heard about the tool. It's called Emotional Freedom Technique. I know it's amazing, but I've never consistently used it. But I had this phenomenal motivation to use it recently. I set a goal to make $50,000 in 90 days within my business, which I'm in affiliate marketing. If anybody wants to step out of the office and learn about affiliate marketing, I left my nursing job to do affiliate marketing. I'm kicking ass in it, and I'm more than happy to always share with anyone if you're interested. I didn't know shit about the internet. Not about the internet, but I didn't know anything about affiliate marketing. I didn't know anything about a personal brand. I knew nothing. It was all taught to me. And so I set this goal, right? I set this goal and I was scared shitless setting this goal. It was like going for the championship game. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I really going to tell the world that I am going to make $50,000 in 90 days? Okay, there's a lot of internal work that needs to support that kind of statement, right? So how do you make that quantum leap? Because it is a quantum leap for me because I've never made $50,000 in 3 months. Maybe you have, but I haven't. And so like, how would I support myself in that? And just like somebody going to the championship game that's never gone to a championship game before, how do you support yourself for something like that? And we have all of this science behind all of these amazing tools that used to be like woo-woo, right? They're woo-woo, witchy kind of shit. Well, it's not. There's so much science behind it now. And so we see athletes using it. And I mean, there are colleges who are actively teaching this to their athletes and having their athletes go to like life coaches and stuff to help them really support this shift to really believe in themselves. Okay, back to tapping. So EFT tapping, it's amazing. It basically is acupressure. And so you've got points on the top of your head, here above your eyebrows, on your temples, below your eyes, where else? Under your nose, on your chin, on the outside of your hand here, and then the other side on your thumb, first finger, second finger, bottom of your pinky finger or ring finger, and then the top of your ring finger, and then here and on your ribs. And so this operates as a form of acupuncture that gets in touch with the meridians. Okay, so this is Chinese medicine, right? Been around for thousands of years, thousands of years. There's a reason that it's been around for thousands of years. Like they know something that we don't. So let's take one out of their book. And it's so amazing because it helps with anything, anxiety, any sort of stress, lack of worth. Like if you don't feel like you're worthy to receive something, if you've got blocks around money and stepping into a higher income, it's freaking huge. And so the way that it works is it actually allows you to tap in to the stuck emotions and trauma from the past. Because what happens, science tells us this, that when we experience a trauma in our life, it leaves an imprint in our brain, right? But not only does it impact our brain, it actually stores physically in our body, and we got to release that shit. This is how we ascend. This is how we elevate, is you have to release that stuff. And so I want you to think about when you get stressed out, where does it go? Is there something inside of you that, like for me, it's my neck. My neck hurts when I'm stressed out. And so this emotional freedom technique, search it on YouTube, search emotional freedom technique, EFT tapping, and whatever emotion you're experiencing and you want to release, or whatever limiting belief you want to release. And what it does is these points, these acupressure points, are associated with the organs in your body. And so you're tapping into the stored energy in this tissue and releasing that shit. And I am telling you guys, it seems crazy, but that shit works. So give it a try. Okay, so my 3 tools now, 4 tools: meditation, affirmation. You got to change the way you're talking to yourself if you're not talking to yourself in a positive manner. Like you got to change the internal dialogue. Again, we're dismantling old neural pathways, all the bullshit stories we were told growing up or whatever. And we're creating new neural pathways that tell us that we're amazing. You know what happens when you tell yourself you're amazing? The whole world sees how amazing you are. Okay, so meditation, affirmation, EFT tapping, and exhilaration. You've got to do something physical every day. I don't care what it is. Anything physical, yoga, running, jumping jacks, dance. I don't care what it is, but something physical every day so that you are releasing a massive amount. You get this explosion, this rush of happy chemicals that goes into your body because of the physical movement. I mean, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And you just feel better about yourself when you're moving, right? When you do a little bit of physical activity every day, you just feel better about yourself. Okay, so that's my information about Quantum Leap. If you want to quantum leap your life, check out the tools. You've got to use your tools. You have to have something to support you in your ascension, in your change, whatever you have got going. And I encourage you to share all of this stuff with your kids. Imagine your kids growing up and not having to dismantle the stories that you had to dismantle. What if they had the tools that you're learning now and they had them in the now and they were able to actively create their reality, know they have the power to create their reality, and actively let shit go that they're encountering now and know how to really physically, emotionally, and spiritually process those things and not have to do it 30 years from now. That's how you support your children in stepping into possibility and living their dreams. Like anything is possible. And I want to tell you this, I'm celebrating Sophia, my 14-year-old. She was very, very set on manifesting a role as a lead in a play that she wants to be in. She got it. She auditioned. I don't know how many people auditioned, but there were a lot of people who auditioned, and she got the role. She got the role that she wanted. She set her intention. She did the work, internal and external. Like she prepared, right? Part of the strategy, you got to prepare, but she also did the inner work that developed the belief within herself in order to make a quantum leap. And that's exactly what she did. She got her first starring role. All right, y'all, have a wonderful night. I love you so much. I'm so sorry I was late. It is snowing in Indiana in freaking April. What the heck is going on? I don't know why I'm surprised. It's Indiana. You never know what's going to happen. But I'm always shocked. I'm always shocked at Indiana weather. I don't care. I've been living here all my life, but I'm still shocked. All right. Have a great night. I love you so deeply. I have no words to tell you how much I love you. Thank you for joining me. And make a comment. Tell me that you're here. Tell me that you stopped by. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.